The coolest thing is that it's already 22 degrees in Frankfurt. They're customized, right? Damn, that's a hot one. Oof, look at this, guys. It's something. Something else. How about this one? It's out of this world. Ta-da-da-da-dam-dam-da-dam.
And R18 Transcontinental here in Frankfurt. Thank you all for joining us for this event. Wow, what a cool music video that was, huh? I mean, how many bikes have their own music video dedicated to themselves? I don't think that there are so many.
The R18, we entered the cruiser segment, which is the big segment, above 500 cc the last year. And our entry into the segment was very successful. We have already sold more than 4,000 bikes of the R18 and the R18 Classic to our customers worldwide.
Here you see a Transcontinental, but it's also the first edition model in a really interesting color. It's like half purple, half turquoise, maybe half blue. So we'll take it for a ride tomorrow. I'll tell you about it, about the new and old features from R18. And this is a new R18 B, also known as the bagger. Look how many R18s we have here. These are all baggers. Except for that one, I think it's a classic model and a standard R18. Plus, here are lots and lots of motorcycles. Good morning. These ones are standing in a semicircle. It's beautiful, so cool. And here we have classics, yes? Those are classics, right? Yeah. And these are the baggers. Well, yesterday we were told that today we are not riding Transcontinentals. Today we're riding only baggers. But as they told us, the way you drive it in terms of geometry, they feel the same. The only difference is that there's no big top case on the back, which Transcontinental has. And Transcontinental's windshield is much longer and a bit higher. It feels like the windshield's angle is different. But it also has active cruise control. Same suspension, same geometry, same engine, same settings. But I'm not really sure. I saw Joseph passing by. He's either a product manager or he was actually part of these motorcycles' development team. Yesterday he was telling us about them and he said that actually the bagger, it's more rock and roll-like than a Transcontinental. Transcontinental is purely for calm rides, but this one is for a real rock and roll ride. Ooh, my. Let it warm up a bit. Look how neatly it's all done. Analog devices, but also a huge monitor. But it feels like it has a low profile. If you look straight, this whole big thing won't get in your way. Whoa, you know, the posture is so cool. Nothing like on R18. Handlebar is higher and further. Gotta get used to it. Well, here we go. September, Germany, Frankfurt, and I'm riding the R18 bagger. It feels cool. Very cool. Okay, first impression. Firstly, yes, the motorcycle feels heavy, but on a low speed, I got used to it after a few seconds. And look, on almost zero speed, I keep the lateral balance. And everything's great. We'll test the brakes a bit later. Now we need to get out of the city ASAP. I was told that here the morning traffic is very heavy, and it won't be good for us. By the way, the shift lever isn't like on R18. It's not double-sided. There's nothing under my foot. And I like it this way. It's much comfier to switch the gears. Damn, the engine is fire. Real fire. The wind is blowing into my head. I think that on the Transcontinental, I'd feel a bit groovier. The control panel looks very cute. Actually, on Transcontinental, I think it's a bit different, but I may be wrong. The posture is cool, laid back, but also comfy. And I'm talking about posture on Bagger. I feel like it's really different. Because the handlebar is different, it's higher, it feels like it's even wider a bit. Or has a different grips angle, I mean the ends of the handlebar. It's comfy to sit in it. I mean, I can't say that. By the way, I hit a bump now. I can't say that this leg's position is not comfortable, I'm talking about Bagger. It feels different. I don't even want to straighten my legs. But as we saw in the presentation yesterday, there's a special kit. You can install arcs, special plates, you can place your legs on them and let them rest. But overall, riding with this kind of posture non-stop is quite okay. Damn, the way it steers, holy hell. I started riding at low speed first, now we're going 100 kilometers an hour. It feels so good. As for the fuel range, our fuel tank is almost full, and now the control panel shows me that I have 364 kilometers until the tank is empty. Not bad, yeah, really not bad for a biker. The tank's volume is 20-something liters, but you know, we only had one presentation. We got a very brief description. It won't be a full review, it's more about emotions, feelings, right? What this motorcycle is like in general. I'm not a fan of these Harley D's, cruisers, all this American stuff, but honestly, I like this motorcycle. It has something, you know, unusual. Probably performance that no Harley D ever had. Now I'm opening the throttle, 130 kilometers an hour. I can hear the roar. The roar is really cool. It's like... And of course, a huge engine. I told you about it while testing the R18. You can feel it. It's really big. Now we are going 100 kilometers an hour, depressing the clutch. So you know, I didn't do it on purpose. The motorcycle itself is leaning left. Really nice feelings from this powerful engine. It's worth saying that this motorcycle is for good roads, like in Europe. Damn, the wind is pissing me off. The windshield is gathering all air and blowing it right into my face. As for the engine, yesterday on presentation we were told that the main torque backup is already available from 2,000 rotations. But honestly, I like this motorcycle. Well, firstly, I think it's the windshield. Maybe it feels good with it in the city, but when you drive out on the highway, you want to crouch like that, hide from the wind. Of course, I need a bigger windshield considering my height. I'm actually slouching now. If I sit straight... Oh, darn, it's even blowing into my neck, guys. We inspected the mirrors and I had some doubts that the mirrors aren't that good, but as I'm driving right now, on high RPM, the vibrations aren't as high as we thought. When we were inspecting the mirrors, because if we take the S1000R on higher RPM, it has so much vibration that you can't tell which lane has a car on it, but nothing like that here. When you open the throttle, there's still vibration, but you can actually tell which lane has a car behind you. As for the posture, I think for a cruiser, it's just perfect. Despite the fact that it has an opposed engine and lots of people were cussing that you can't straighten your legs like on Harley D. Specifically on Bagger, it doesn't bother me at all. One more advantage of this motorcycle is that you can stand up on it and ride it this way. Harley D won't let you do it. When you travel long distances, having ability to stand up on your motorcycle is such a blessing. You can stretch your butt and legs a bit. As for the cruiser speed, like now, for example, we're going 140 kilometers an hour. I don't feel this speed at all. The motorcycle goes confidently, steadily. It's not waving, it's not being shaken by the wind, although wind is quite strong. And when you open the throttle, the motorcycle does accelerate. By the way, cruise control is active, adaptive. We turn it on and it keeps it, look. I put the speed on 149 kilometers an hour and it keeps distance to the car. Now it's going 133 kilometers an hour. And as the car drives away, the motorcycle accelerates. You can actually set the distance, how close you want your motorcycle to the car. So you set the distance and it controls the distance to the car in front of you. Damn, the way it steers, it's very, very responsive. This behemoth weighs 400 kilograms, about 400, but you don't feel it, even at low speed. Center of gravity is placed low, the motorcycle is so submissive, so obedient, you can do so many things on it in the city. Incredible. Seriously, when you take this motorcycle for a ride, I think, your perception of heavy cruisers, it will change. The torque, the way it fires. Damn, such a good feeling. Look, now we're stuck in a traffic jam. Imagine a scenario where you could also be stuck in a city traffic jam, and I'm sitting pretty laid back, no pressure at all. I don't feel its massive weight, just blissing out. I'm cruising, even at 15 kilometers an hour. And it's turning, guys, turning. It behaves so great on the turns. I was driving down this road and got so much groove. Now I'm going a bit into the sun. But we're gonna drive back and forth. Woo-hoo-hoo! When you brake and enter the turn, it's just like on a sports motorcycle. Damn, so good. Feels like they did something with the brakes because the R18's front brakes were different. I have a feeling that the motorcycle really has some kind of new adaptive system. Because it also uses rear brakes, I don't hit the rear ones at all. God damn, it's just, seriously, the R18 is the kind of motorcycle that will rid you of the typical cruiser stereotype. It can ride, it can brake, and it runs great. You can enter any turn with these horns, it's just...
I'm slipping away, so don't let me go now. I'm all up in that love haze, so where do we go now? Just let me know that I am safe here in your arms. I wanna stay. I'm slipping away.
That's the kind of cruiser. It's fire, guys. This cruiser is definitely not for grandpas. This biker didn't greet me for some reason.
It overflows, it's out of control, I'm in love.
The only limitation here is the footrests. I'm scrambling with these footrests. I don't know how many times I did it. Especially when taking pictures, you'll see them in my Instagram. Right here, you can subscribe on my Insta if you want. But I'm grooving, guys. I'm grooving on this moped. What am I saying? Calling this motorcycle a moped, even as a joke, is not that good. It's a vehicle for real men. And it's good that I drove out alone. I'm not riding with the German guys. Cameramen, photographers, with the group. I'm just grooving. One more cool thing, I'm playing Rock FM now. When the music is on, the Marshall speakers sound amazing. The only thing that bugs me is the subwoofer's knock in the rear saddlebags. Maybe it's tuned on the low bass, but it bugs me, like something's rumbling in the rear. I don't know if they're gonna fix it later or if they intended it this way. It's time to tell you more about this motorcycle, because I've had plenty of riding time. I actually got lucky that they let me go on my own. I was told that if I had ridden with the group, I wouldn't have gotten so much fun from this motorcycle. You need to take a really good ride to understand what kind of motorcycle it is. Because just from looking at it, I don't really like this sort of motorcycles because it looks like some old school, large, old, heavy Harley D, for example, or maybe some Indian. But when you start riding it and riding fast, you realize that it's something else. Just recently, me and Stefan went for hairpin turns, took some shots, and you're riding, scribbling the footrests, and it enters the turns and brakes wonderfully. As for the emotions, yes, you can cruise on it. Take it slow. The roar of this huge two-cylinder opposed engine, it really has something from Harley D, right? The exhaust is kind of cool. It actually fires like S1000RR, S1000XR on gas discharges. It's also really cool. But when you turn the rock mode on, it has 3 modes if you remember my review of R18: rain, rock, and roll. Rock mode is the angriest one. I turn the rock mode on, you start turning, realize that the motorcycle is capable, and I don't know, whether they changed the geometry or added something else, they changed suspension. Yes, it differs from standard R18 I rode, but I liked this motorcycle much better. It's like it can brake better. It handles better. I think it's because the handlebar is a bit different. It's much higher. Long story short, I liked the bagger version better. You start turning on a rock mode and you're having fun. You're overwhelmed with emotions. You're screaming in your helmet, grooving. I think you saw it yourselves. As for the new features, firstly, yes, I have to say that this motorcycle has a drive shaft. It's a cruiser. Of course, it has a very cool Marshall system in the bagger version. There are 2 subwoofers in the rear, plus more speakers in the front. It all sounds awesome, seriously. Pure sound. There's a cell phone compartment, you can plug it in here. There's also a cooler which cools down your cell phone to prevent it from overheating. You plug in the navigation system, and on a huge LCD display you can see everything. Also, switch your music. You can see your motorcycle's settings. Aside from LCD display, because it's a classic cruiser, there are special devices where an analog arrow shows you speed, a tachometer. There's also a power reserve. I honestly don't know what it is. It's just jumping back and forth. And fuel sensor, also analog. It all looks as awesome as it can possibly be. You realize it's the year 2021. It's a classic motorcycle, but it also has a huge LCD display. It fits here very well. What else can I say? They changed the fork angle compared to R18, changed suspension, some other little things. So there were many other changes, but the essence remains the same. It's a classic motorcycle, which looks cool, for those who like this sort of motorcycles. But it also rides like a 100% modern motorcycle. It rides, it brakes, and it handles. And these are main things that matter for me in any motorcycle, no matter the kind. And Germans made it. They did it. I really liked this motorcycle. I think it's definitely top of its class. If I wanted to buy myself a cruiser, as of today, I'd choose R18. Specifically bagger version, right here, the newest one. Really cool. For those who like such motorcycles, who's fond of Harley D's Indians, I recommend that you try it. Then, without my opinion, you can decide whether you like it or not.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. We don't need no sleep. Hear the crickets, see the moon.
What's up, real hogs? Woo! Thanks again. Everyone's drinking beer already, by the way. Look, all pleasures of this world. All right, I can finally rest now.